Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be making another showdown video for Thursday Night Football. We are on to Week 14, and this Thursday we got a game between the Jaguars and the Titans. Not the most exciting game, definitely to watch, not the most exciting game for fantasy, but there's still a showdown slate, still some money out there to win, so I'm going to go through the player pool, talk about some of my favorite plays. We'll talk about roster construction, the way I feel like we should build a lineup, who we want to play in our captain slot, if we want to pay up at captain or if we want to go cheap at captain. I'll try and go over this game as much as I possibly can in this video. But before we do get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. It does help me out a lot. If you enjoy these showdown videos, just make sure you click that like button. Let me know down in the comments any feedback you have, anything you want to say about this game. Always reading comments. Make sure you subscribe so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. If you are new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. But yeah, let's go ahead and look. At the top of the player pool, we have Leonard Fournette. The most expensive option, he is $12K. If you play him in your flex spot, he is $18K if you play him in your captain spot. Looking at this game, I think obviously Fournette's captain worthy. Really, there aren't a ton of guys I want to pay up for. Like these guys like Dion Lewis, Corey Davis, probably aren't going to be guys we put in our captain spot. So I think Fournette makes a ton of sense playing him in your captain. He's $18K, like I said, plugging him in captain. Very expensive, but we'll go through roster construction and see how we can build a lineup with Fournette in our captain. Then you have the quarterbacks. You got Mariota, who's questionable, but I expect to play. You got him and Cody Kessler, who has now taken over as a starting quarterback for the Jaguars. If I have to play one of these guys, it's definitely Mariota. Even on this showdown slate, I doubt I play much Cody Kessler. He's $1,400 cheaper than Mariota. I guess if you need the savings, you could go down from Mariota to Kessler. But if I'm playing one of the quarterbacks, it's for sure going to be Mariota. Corey Davis has a tough matchup. I'm kind of scared to roster him in this showdown slate. He's going to most likely be matched up with Jalen Ramsey, which just scared me a bit. I think we can maybe look to some of the other Titans receivers if you have a feeling, like I do, that maybe Corey Davis does not have that great of a game since Ramsey will most likely be following him. We'll talk about some of the other Titans receivers when we get down there. And then you have the Titans running backs. You got Dion Lewis, Derrick Henry. Always prefer Dion Lewis, especially on DraftKings with it being full PPR with how he is involved in the passing game. If I was to play one of those guys, it would definitely be Dion Lewis. And then the player pool just gets really thinned out. Just a lot of guys you're not going to feel confident in, like D.D. Westbrook. The defenses are really expensive. We could honestly play a defense, but I don't really want to pay $6K for a defense, even though I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans defense gets a defensive touchdown here with Cody Kessler playing for Jacksonville. But $6K and $5,800 for both defenses is quite expensive, so don't see myself going there a ton. And then under the defenses, like you got Dante Moncrief, Tyrod Taylor. I think these Titans receivers are probably going to be where we need to look for value if you have a feeling like I do that, like I said, Corey Davis could struggle here against Ramsey. So let's look at building a lineup with Leonard Fournette as our captain. He is definitely like my favorite play pretty easily. Everybody is going to be everybody's favorite play just because really nobody else to roster. But if you play Fournette and your captain at $18K, that leaves you $6,400 remaining per player. If you want to get Mariota in there, I think you can do it. You're going to have to pair him with the cheaper receiver. It's probably going to be pretty hard to pair Mariota with Corey Davis. So let's look to other Titans receivers. You have Tyrod Taylor at $5,200. You have Tajay Sharp at $4,600. Tyrod Taylor, I believe, had 100 receiving yards last week. Against the Jets, he only had 3 catches, but he did have 104 yards. He got 5 targets, 16.4 DraftKings points. For Tajay Sharp, he's listed as questionable, but I expect him to play as well. He got 6 targets, 3 catches for 51 yards. I think you can go with either one of these guys. For now, we'll go with Tyrod Taylor, but if we need the savings, we could definitely go down to Tajay Sharp. That leaves us $54.66 remaining per player. Probably want to get some exposure to Jacksonville, their passing game. We have D.D. Westbrook as the most expensive receiver at $6,800. Then you have Dante Moncrief down here at $5,600. And Moncrief, just as of late, been getting consistent targets, even though it's not a lot of targets. He's getting about 4 to 5 targets a week, and he's $5,600. If he finds the end zone, he's going to be a really good play. So I do like Dante Moncrief here at $5,600. You plug him in, that leaves us $5,400 remaining per player. If we need value, I think the kickers are for sure options on this showdown slate. You got Ryan Suckup at $3,600, Josh Lambo at $3,400. I don't expect this to be a very high-scoring game, so I think playing one of the kickers does make sense as value options. They could easily get 9 to 10 points, which could honestly be more than some of these other players score. I would not be surprised if one of the kickers outscores like some of the other players in this range. So let's plug in one of the kickers. We'll just go with Josh Lambo since he's a little bit cheaper. That leaves us $7,400 remaining per player. We would have enough for Dion Lewis, so if you wanted to play this lineup, this was kind of the lineup I built earlier before I started recording. I really do like this lineup a lot. You've got a lot of upside with Fournette and Mariota. And if you do want to save a little bit of salary, you could play Mariota in your captain. I feel better playing Fournette in captain just because Fournette's workload, even coming off injury a couple weeks ago, just still got massive work. 24 carries week 10, 28 carries week 11, 18 carries against the Bills. And I believe he did get ejected in that game, and he came out in like the third or fourth quarter, so he would have got even more work. He got 21 touches in a game that he left early, so if he would have played the whole game, he probably would have got 24, 25 touches. I expect Fournette gets 20-plus touches again at 12K in flex, 18K in captain, just the clear number one high upside play on this showdown slate. So I do really like going with this lineup a lot, especially in like a cash game format. If we want to play a little different, get a little contrarian in tournaments, I don't really want to go cheap at captain. I don't think you really need to. I don't think it's necessary on this slate. But if we were to go a little bit cheaper at captain, I still think Dion Lewis has a lot of upside, even though he hasn't shown it. So if you want to go a little bit cheaper, play him in your captain. You could most likely play Fournette. Obviously, you could play Mariota. I doubt we could get up to Corey Davis, but if you wanted to, compare Mariota with one of those cheap Titans receivers, whether it be Taylor or Sharp. Let's go with Taylor at $5,200. That leaves us $5,650. If we wanted to get Cody, I don't think we could get Cody Kessler in there. That will leave us $2,300. And there's really nobody to play down here. Like Keelan Cole hasn't really been involved lately. Let's see if we went down from Taylor to Sharp. See if I can find Sharp at $4,600. That'll leave you $2,900. You'd be short of the kicker, which is annoying, but you could play James O'Shaughnessy. I don't think he's really gotten a ton of targets lately. Getting about 2 targets a week, so not really involved, but if he gets into the end zone at $2,400, he could definitely be a good play. So if you wanted to go to him, you could do that right there. That does have a lot of upside, that lineup. If we want to go down from Kessler, maybe to Corey Davis at $8,400, that would leave you enough for one of the kickers. So you could do that lineup right there. Definitely like that lineup. Also, another lineup that has a lot of upside. You got high upside plays in there. I don't feel like Cody Kessler is like a really necessary play on this showdown slate. I don't see him going off for like 20 DraftKings points. So probably can avoid Cody Kessler. If you were to pay up for him and Mariota, you would definitely have to go cheap at captain with a guy like Dion Lewis. Let's see if we went to Dion Lewis and then try to get Mariota and Kessler in there. If you were to try and jam in both quarterbacks, you would most likely have to avoid Leonard Fournette. Let's see if we plug Fournette in. That leaves us $3,750. You could still do it. You probably would have to play like both of the kickers or something. Yeah, you probably have to play both of the kickers. Leave $500 on the table. Yeah, that's probably the best you could do. So you could play both quarterbacks with Fournette. If you went cheap at captain, you would just have to play both kickers, which is usually something I don't like to do. But on this game, I have a feeling it's going to be low scoring. I could see going to both kickers. But yeah, guys, I think that's some quick analysis of this showdown slate. Pretty quick video, not the most exciting game between the Jaguars and Titans, but I did want to go through the player pool, talk about just as many possible roster construction combinations as I could. I think it makes the most sense to pay up for Fournette in your captain slot, play one of these Titans receivers and Jaguars receivers for cheap value. Like I said, Corey Davis is going to be matched up with Ramsey. He could possibly struggle, so that could lean to maybe Tajay Sharp, Tywan Taylor getting more targets. I like them as value plays. Hitting on one of the Jacksonville receivers is going to be key, whether it's Westbrook, whether it's Dante Moncrief. I think they had another receiver that was involved last week that was playing ahead of Keelan Cole. I think it was DJ Clark at $5,400. He got some targets last week, so between him, Moncrief, D.D. Westbrook, hitting on one of those guys is going to be key. My favorite guy would probably be Dante Moncrief, but if you do need to save, you could go down to DJ Clark. If you had the salary to upgrade, you could upgrade from Dante Moncrief up to D.D. Westbrook. But yeah, I think that's it for this showdown slate, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this quick little video. Hopefully it did help you. Like I said at the beginning, if you have any comments, have any questions, if you want to just leave your thoughts on this showdown slate, feel free to do so down in the comment section below. Any feedback you have, I really do appreciate it down in the comment section. Or you can always DM me on Twitter, message me on Twitter if you have questions, feedback. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I think that's enough for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.